All right, so this is just to explain the homework because it is or the lab and the homework, it's a little bit confusing. So this is week 3, we're on cells, so we're gonna go to cells. Please ignore my 8,000 tabs. So here's the cells, here's the guided notes. This guided notes is a little bit more than the 2 handouts. This has actually places for the notes, and you can take the notes and stop. You can label the cells if you print this out, but you do not, because I gave you the chart, you do not need to do the organelles part, at least in the year 2020. If you're watching this after 2020, I would refer back. Okay, this Magic of Cells video, I'm going to send you a separate link. Actually, you know what, I'll fix the link. I'll find it on the internet someplace. But this Magic of Cells link doesn't work, but I will fix it. I'm putting it on my list to do. And then the microscope lab. The microscope lab involves clicking on this virtual microscope. You need to enable flash. We've done this before. I would definitely do the tour. You must do the tour, otherwise it doesn't work. Also, when you start looking, you can pick any of these. Don't pick the bacterial capsule. It's really hard to do that. Start with the letter E. Meanwhile, you are going to, it involves some toggling, but you're going to click on the microscope lab. You're going to follow the directions. So you're going to file. You're going to make a copy. You're going to name it your first name and last name, because some of you have the same last name. Make a copy of it. So I would make mine say L is having the kind of day where I can't do that. Morse. And I would share it with the same people because that shares it with me, and click OK. And then you are going to answer the questions. See what you can get from this, but I also sent you an email that is the key for this, that talks about, that gives you the answers to the different parts of the microscope. Kind of wait to the end of the simulation to do this, because a lot of them you'll figure out as you go. So this is another link to this same simulation. And you're just going to follow the directions. So when it tells you to go to the virtual tour and then come back. So do the virtual tour. Once you've completed the entire tour, you did one specimen. So you find the specimen on the pictures. So they're not in order. So you need to see the one that looks like the one that you looked at. And then you also, when you find it, you answer the questions. So you'll look at it under different magnifications. Some will look better, some will not. May I suggest the checklist? The checklist is super. Once you take the tour, it'll tell you about turning the lights on. If you don't do all the checklist steps, then you won't be able to see the specimen. That's why this works. Just another hint, the back. This is what's pointing down, this 4 here. That's a little bit hard because these move. So it wants to be on number 4. You choose a slide, not that one. So it would start with the letter E, you put it down here. But you're going to do the tour and it's going to tell you how to do that. But you want to check all these before you switch views. And then once you've done all the specimens, which means that here you're going to choose all the slides. Again, I would skip the pink one. I would do it to last because it's the hardest. Then you answer the analysis questions right here. And because you have already done all of the, you've already shared it with me, I will have it when it's time for me to look at. So again, if you have specific questions about that, just let me know. If we go back here, I've added this upon request of some students. If you are just looking for some like tutorials about cells because the lecture didn't do it for you, or you just want some more like views on it. These are 3 good cells tutorials. They're not mandatory, they're just helpful if you need them. All right, so homework. The homework is not out of the book this week. You are going to click on this, print it, and complete this movement in cells. POGIL. So a POGIL stands for Process-Oriented Guided Instructional Learning. It is very stepwise. It also is going to lead you to look at diagrams and analyze the diagrams. That's the process part of it. So all of the information that you need to do this is contained in the handout. So don't feel you shouldn't have to look anything up. Everything is self-contained. And the questions or the answers that it gives you are very stepwise. So if you say it couldn't possibly be that simple, that means it's probably the right answer because everything is very simple on this. So that's a thing. So don't feel like the question is too simple. The key questions are denoted with a actual physical key, and those are the ones that in a different kind of activity would be like the second question, but they took 14 questions to get there. And then the second part of your homework is to take the week 3 quiz. You click on it, it takes you to this Google quiz. You have to put in your email and then put in your names, your first name and your last name. And this is a quiz on all the material we've done so far. Once you've done this week's activities, you're ready to take it. You will get an email back that will tell you which questions you got right and which ones you got wrong, as well as what you answered for those questions. I strongly suggest you go back and take it as many times as you like in order to get the grade that you want. The last grade is the grade, or your highest grade is the grade that I will record in the grade book. So it should be a grade boost, and it's also practice. We will have a test, not next week. Not this week now, but next week, and that will this should help you guide your studying. All right, I hope you don't have any questions, but if you do, certainly get back to me by email and I will help you out with that. Thanks, bye.